This marks the 8th part of this manhwa. If you haven't viewed the previous parts, you can access it by clicking the I button located above, or the link is provided in description. Let's begin our recap video for today's manhwa. The previous part of the manhwa concluded when Woon instructed Kang, "Send a message to the Guizhou Seok clan right now, expressing my desire to meet them as soon as possible." Kang replied, "As you wish." A few days later, Woon received an invitation for a meeting from the Guizhou Seok clan. Woon arrived at the location designated by Elder Seok. Upon entering, he noticed many people sitting at nearby tables, and Elder Seok was waiting at the front. Woon remarked, "You chose a crowded place, I see." Elder Seok responded, "Sometimes, such places are good for discretion." Woon expressed his concern, "But there are still many who might be listening." Elder Seok reassured him, "Don't worry, they're all my people." Woon thought to himself, "That's what I thought." Elder Seok brought up the Seok clan's previous mistake, and Woon asked, "What mistake?" Elder Seok explained, "The flying foul sword only conveyed the elder's words. It wasn't his fault. I will apologize on his behalf." Woon replied, "It's all right," but thought, "What a sly fox," Elder Seok inquired. "Regardless, what happened at the family meeting?" Woon disclosed, "The Daksujin clan joined second brother's side," and thought, "So his plans really did go wrong, huh?" Elder Seok mused, "I guess this is why an old man should step away when the time comes." Elder Seok mentioned his maternal family, the Dashinyu clan, and the Daksujin clan as well. Second Sir now has 2 of the 8 clans under his control. Elder Seok thought to himself, "I'll have to redraw the picture. I must first deal with the second son." Woon noticed Elder Seok's condition, saying, "You don't look so good. Do you plan to support Big Brother?" He recalled the moment when he mentioned to Kang, the Guizhou Seok clan must have been considering third brother as the successor. Kang asked, "Not the oldest or second brother? Doesn't third brother have the weakest force since he's from the White Tiger cause?" Woon explained, "That's why they're keeping third brother in mind." Of the Great Mountain 8 clans, the Guizhou Seok clan ranks in the top 3 in strength. They haven't chosen a successor due to Elder Seok's ambition. Woon continued, "When the first and second are fighting fiercely, he looks for an opportunity to gain power from the remaining clans. With the balance of power disrupted, he'll try to restore it." Kang concluded, "That means since one side got stronger, he'll push for the other side." Back in the present, Elder Seok thought to himself, "He saw through me," and said, "I'm not so sure. I will have to discuss this." Woon reminded Elder Seok of their promise. "You haven't forgotten the promise you made with me, right? When you decide on the successor, you can tell me." "Thanks for the tea." Elder Seok thought to himself, "That key certainly has had an achievement at Naksen Manor. Who could say that child is a 13-year-old boy?" As Woon leave the meeting, he contemplated his choices. "If I'm going to stop Myeonggak from taking the lead, it's right to help Myeongcheon. But if I think about the bloodbath caused by Myeongcheon for 20 years in my past life, he's no different from Myeonggak. I've seen it in the past how the brothers and the Great Mountain 8 clans stain the Daming Palace with blood. I don't know what the end of this path holds, but I will survive. There's nothing else aside from that. In the end, I have to do this." Woon invited Ha-Moon for a meal, saying, "Hey, let's get something to eat." Ha-Moon gladly agreed. "I've been waiting for you to say that." Woon said, "Daegwon village should be nearby. Let's get a bowl of noodle soup there." As they enjoyed their meal, Woon realized, "Am I really about to grow taller and everything? My appetite is growing larger." And said, "I'm finally back alive." Moon added, "I'm happy." Then they heard a commotion from behind. A woman shouted, "How long are you going to tell me to wait?" Woon thought, "Tall nose and blue eyes. She's speaking our language, but not from the Central Plains." A Black Tortoise Corps member tried to maintain order. "I only act by the rules. If you keep causing trouble, I'll have to." The woman Gamin interrupted. You will have to what? I am Gamin, who came with the authority of the Domin nation's monarch. Sure, the Domin nation is small, but does the divine cult treat monarchs of a nation like this? Woon recalled. By Domin nation, it's a small country to the west, well versed in trade due to its geographical advantage, and known for their thousandly horse, who Moon observed. Looks like there's some kind of issue. By the way, why are there so many Western people in the inns of this village? Woon explained the significance of Daegwon village. Daegwon village is where visitors to the Daming Palace wait for authorization before entering the palace. These visitors are mostly merchants traveling between the Central Plains and the West, and the Black Tortoise Corp manages it. Looks like I'll have to go there myself. Moon expressed concern. Young sir, it could be dangerous. Woon assured him, don't worry. When Woon arrived at the scene, a Black Tortoise Corp member inquired, excuse me, but who are you? Moon introduced him. He is the 7th Sir of the Western Quarters. The Black Tortoise Corp member respectfully greeted Woon. I greet the young sir. Woon asked about the situation. So, what's happening here? The Black Tortoise Corp member explained. This person came with an invitation to the Northwest Merchant Group, but the seal of the merchant group is fake. Woon thought to himself, the Northwest Merchant Group is one of the best 5 merchant groups, and the Daming Palace, a seal forgery. Looks like someone scammed them by borrowing the name of the divine cult. Gamin, from the Domin nation, recognized Woon's position. 7th Sir, that means he's the son of the cult leader. She extended her introduction. I am Gamin from the Domin nation, and I offer my greetings to the young sir. Woon introduced himself as well. My name is Myeong-woon. I heard that you need to go to the Northwest Merchant Group. Gamin clarified. We've come to receive payment for the horses the Northwest Merchant Group bought from us. Woon considered the situation, recalling past incidents, and said, I've contacted the administrator of the Northwest Merchant Group, and they should resolve this in a good way. You'll have to wait until tomorrow for a response letter due to the distance. Gamin thanked Woon, and he suggested, since we don't know how it'll turn out, it looks like we'll have to wait until the response comes back as well. Moon mentioned, since the sun has set, I'll look for an inn. Gamin recommended, how about the Samyong inn that I'm staying at? It's clean and has good facilities. Woon agreed. Oh, then I will do so. A moment later, Moon questioned the kindness shown to the Domin nation. Young sir, Domin nation is a small country. Is there a need to show them this much kindness? Woon explained. How could the Heavenly Demon Divine Cult, which rules the world, lose faith from a small nation? We are responsible for repairing trading methods, so these things shouldn't happen from the beginning. Woon contemplated starting a merchant group, thinking, out of everything, we'll have to start a merchant group one day. Well, the Domin nation will become a good trade partner for us. As they prepared to rest, Moon offered protection, and Woon replied firmly, you plan to go against my orders. Sleep well. During the night, Woon woke up to unfamiliar voices outside their door and thought, who is that? The numbers forming the formation are not just 1 or 2. Moon inquired, what is it? And Woon gestured for silence. Then a familiar voice asked if Woon was inside. Woon recognized the voice as his 5th brother Jeng. A moment later, Jeng exclaimed, I've arrived at the right place. Woon, it's been a while. Woon inquired, what's the reason for your visit at this late hour? Jeng clarified, I simply came to see your face upon hearing you were nearby. Woon privately wondered, why haven't you contacted me under normal circumstances? Then he said, please be straightforward. Jeng asked, are you suggesting it's unusual for a brother to visit his siblings? Woon replied, there must be a specific purpose for your late-night visit. Are you about to make a secret request of me? Jeng explained, well, it's not precisely a request. I received a letter from Big Brother this morning. He wishes to meet both of us.